Looks good. It'll probably turn off after like half hour, because it's weird like that. But episode 33.
Here we are.
Eryn Young, Sito.
What's up?
Getting comfortable here.
Indeed.
Are you comfortable?
I am.
Okay, this room is hot as hell, so. All right, so. Beyond the Views podcast, you know what time it is. Episode 33, season 2, with no other than Eryn Young in the building. I'm really, really excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Listen, this has been going back and forth for quite some time.
Yes.
And I really respect that you were on it. To me, it shows that you're serious about what you do.
Thank
and
you.
that makes me fucking happy. Because a lot of you got to understand that you got to be excited for whatever you do as an artist. You got to get out here. You got to hit up. We were just talking before we just hopped on about the importance of, you know, going to all the media outlets and reaching out and doing podcasts, any kind of interview out here. Because you never know who's listening and you never know who's watching. So, once again, I appreciate you for coming through.
Thank you.
Episode 33. I want to ask you a question right now. Would you rather go with the Junos, the Grammys, or the Teen Choice Awards? What would you rather win?
Oh my God, I feel like for a musician, like a Grammy is a Grammy. Yeah, like, that's like what everyone wants, you know?
Yeah, a Grammy. Would you be one of those artists that would put like some sort of drink in the Grammy to drink, or like Drake put some spaghetti on his Grammy?
Yeah, goodness. I don't think I'd put a drink in it or whatnot if I. Hopefully one day, one day I get one, I will definitely be treating it very well and it will be kind of like pristine.
When you do win the Grammy and you are up on the stage, who are the 3 people you're going to thank?
That's a good one. Oh my goodness. Definitely my parents, because they have supported me and my music a whole bunch, so thank y'all very much. As well, I feel like I would definitely have to like thank my like production and mix team, because like they make the magic happen. Like without them, I would not have the quality that I do have. Yeah. So they would be a group of people I would have to thank. And then finally for a third person, I don't know, I hope to like expand my team as I continue to grow and everything, so I hope I'll have like more people kind of like around me and like to be able to celebrate with and to grow with and like to achieve all of our dreams together. Well said, well said. Do you ever envision yourself winning an award? I would definitely love to. I'm definitely trying to get myself out there like as much as possible. I'm a perfectionist in like every sense, so as much as I want something to be emotive and really powerful and shows that I care about it, like I also want it to be the best version of that technically as possible. Right. And so I hope to have the creative and the technical side recognized somehow. But if you want me like I want you, here's the world in my palms, I stole it for you, you know what we got. You hear that? Episode 33, Beyond the Views podcast. You know what time it is, the #1 podcast in the world. You know that. We have a really important guest here today, real talented artist here today, Eryn Young, cinematic, dark pop singer, songwriter, musician from Toronto, with dreamlike melodies and a shimmery vocal voice. No matter what I said, no matter what I did, it was never enough. Been listening to your music and I'm in like a wow, and I'm like right now like really happy to be sitting here with you because I'm a fan of your music. Now, before we get started with the latest song that just came out and when you first put out Decisions in 2019, I want to know how things started with Eryn Young. I grew up in a very musical household. My mom, she was always playing piano. She was always singing. She's also a singer-songwriter, and when she was my age, she really got into it and was like super big and everything. So it was really cool to like be able to learn from her and to have her help me out. But I believe like I was very self-conscious like with my music and everything. I remember writing like my first full-length song when I was 8, but like I didn't release anything obviously until 2019 because I was just too self-conscious. I just cared too much what other people would think. Like, don't do that. It literally doesn't matter. Who cares? Like, you're awesome. Do you?
Yes.
But yeah, I use songwriting a lot of the time to like kind of understand, I guess like maybe like my emotions, my feelings, like any struggles that I was going through at the time, like whether it was when I was younger or in high school or through university, like being able to put like what I'm experiencing within like tangibly onto paper helps me kind of like organize and grow and reflect a lot better.
Yeah.
And so music has always kind of been there for me as a way to like live and express myself and try to make sense of what I'm going through. And I'm really proud of myself for like just not caring anymore of like what other people think, but then also like I've had a lot of people that have been like have reached out to me and whatnot and let them know that like, you know what, like I get what you're saying, and like I haven't heard someone like put it like that before, or I haven't felt seen or validated, and like your words did that for me. And to have people like reach out and let me know that like something that I was feeling, like me, like the blip, the little piece of dust that I am in this like galaxy and everything, like something that like I literally just uploaded it onto the internet, like have a profound like impact in their life. Like, what more could you ask for? Like, that's the goal. Like, I want to give back. Like, music helped me get through bad times, like with mental health and everything. When I was like struggling bad, it was there to be my reason to be okay, to like to get through another day. And if I can give back to someone like that, like I want to make the world a better place.
Mission accomplished. Now you said it got to a point where you said, you know what? I'm not gonna care about what people think. I'm just going to do it. Mm-hmm. What was that switch?
When I was younger, when I was writing music and everything, like, but I was too afraid to release whatnot. Like, I always knew I wanted to be in the entertainment industry somehow. Like, I've always wanted to put smiles on people's faces, and for me, like, the entertainment industry, like, that is how I wanted to do that. And but being too afraid to go like right into music, I still wanted to kind of get like my toes in the water somehow, and so I really went into like film and television acting. Whoa. And so some of those roles, like the auditions and whatnot, would have like a song or something that I had to sing, and so I was kind of like getting myself out there, and like people just like hearing good feedback over time was like, you know what, like I might not be the best in the world, but I really enjoy this, and like I'm not bad, like I'm at least decent type thing, you know. And it was just something that like I always dreamed of. Like I wanted to be on stage. I wanted to be like singing with people and like being in a room of like where it's just kind of like that unspoken, like I get it, like you get me, I get you, like let's just like we're like a little like army type thing. And so like at a certain point I literally just kind of like came to the conclusion. It was after like I also left a relationship that was kind of that in a way like made me have a lot of doubts about myself, and so kind of stepping away from that, I got to a point where I was like, okay, I am either going to like never release music because I'm afraid that everyone's gonna hate me if it's bad and just think I'm the worst person ever, or I'm gonna hate myself forever for not giving myself the chance to have the life that I want, to have the life that I've always dreamed of. Like, and who has to live my life at the end of the day? Like, I do. And so, you know what? Yeah, it is scary. It's terrifying to, like, sing and put yourself out there. But it would be so much more terrifying to, like, live a life that I know I will hate. So. Yeah,
looking back to your life, imagine, like, being in your fucking deathbed and you just sitting there being like, I'm about to close my eyes, looking back that, you know what? I never did what I wanted to do because I thought of that person that was gonna shit on me, but that person's no longer there, and no one really gives a fuck at that point, right?
Exactly.
So congratulations, because that's huge to overcome.
Thank you.
And right now there's a lot of artists and a lot of creators and anyone. We're like, really, you don't even have to be in the creative world. Anything that you ever want to start in life, I'm sure it's hard to like, you know, break through those boundaries to like overcome that fear. So
definitely,
shout out to you, and if you've gone through this, share this with someone that you feel like should be you know, tuning in, right, and get something from it. So you said each song shares a portion of my life story through words and sounds that emphasize the emotional experience behind each story.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so you touched on this a little bit. But essentially, are you telling me that, you know, the music that you make, the lyrics that you write, are literally behind your true life meanings?
So there's always something in my songs that relates to my life, to the extent where it is the exact like copy of how it necessarily like played out for me in my life may not be like 100% exact, because also like even with acting and everything, like I love storytelling, and so sometimes I'm talking about something or someone in my life and it is very personal, or other times I may not have experienced a certain situation, but I'm interested to know like what something might be like, or I have this emotion that I can't really understand why I'm having it, and so I like kind of create like a story behind it to like just dive deeper into like what that means, and like kind of like get some creative value out of that. And so to a certain extent, like some songs they may not be exactly who I am or what I've been through, but it's something that I hope to like be able to give people to like to give them something to take away from, you know? So yeah.
Fuck yeah. So it's a bit of, I wouldn't say a bit of, it's your story that you want to share, but do you add maybe some like imagination to
Definitely.
The listener?
Yeah,
in a way.
There's always like a message that I feel like whether you're a musician, whether you're a visual artist, whether like you work in like more mainstream industries or whatnot, like there's always a message that you want to tell people, but maybe telling people exactly as it happened, they're not going to receive that same message. And so it's kind of it's having to like choose creatively and like artistically, but also with like a bit of like wisdom and intelligence, like how can I make this art, and how can I get people to like really feel this, but make sure like they're understanding what I am intending them to feel.
Yes. You guys get it? That's amazing, because I do. That's great. So October 14, 2019, you decided to drop Decisions.
Yes. There's a story behind that.
Now, what I want to know is, Decisions is your first record you ever released?
Yes.
Okay, so...
It wasn't the first that I recorded, though.
Not the first that you recorded, but the first that you released.
Yes.
To release a song, you know, knowing that you've gone through those moments of overthinking what people might think or say, I'm not sure if this is the perfect song to release. When do I release it? Why October? Why almost when the year's over? And so I want to know, leading up to Decisions and right before it drops, you know, how did you mentally prepare yourself to actually drop a record? Because I can only imagine you're probably going through anxiety.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I have anxiety in general, so like...
Yeah,
I was freaking out, but... So yeah, I mean, I started working on... So I recorded Hard to Love, which was like... It came out, I think, like about a week after Decisions or so. But I recorded that one first, because my mom produced that one and everything. Like, she was... Because I was like, I want to do music, and she's like, okay, like, I'm gonna help you. Like, we're gonna do a song together. And from that... And from that experience, then I went and like recorded Decisions on my own and everything. But getting to that point, I had a friend at the time who was like, just absolutely like my hype man, like 100% for sure. Just like repped everything I did. Like when I wasn't confident, when I was like, oh my god, I sound so bad there or whatever, they were like, girl, this is everything. And that helped me. Like I was like, know what?
Yeah.
Like if everyone else hates me, I still have my friend here who loves me for me type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I was so nervous that I released that song. That was when I was in university, and that was my reading week. And so I released Decisions, and then like a week later was Hard to Love. I planned a trip to Korea, and I literally left Canada. I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna face my friends or anyone for like 10 days after releasing this. If everyone hates me, I'll just never come back.
Oh my god, are you serious? You thought about that, right?
Oh, 100%.
That's amazing. Yeah. So when you did release it, was it yourself that released it, obviously, or did you set a date? Was it like
No, so at that point, that was when I was still distributing with DistroKid, and I had like the most basic account, so I couldn't choose like the release date. It was just kind of like whenever it uploads type thing, but like I made sure that like it wouldn't upload any sooner than when I left Canada.
Are you serious? Yeah. So when you let it drop...
I was so nervous. I was terrified.
That's amazing. Did you ever drop any music on SoundCloud?
So all my releases, I have them on SoundCloud as well, but I never did like any like pre-official release type things. Gotcha. But I have like a whole bunch of covers and like remixes now that I have on SoundCloud that aren't on other platforms, and some things that I have prepared for this upcoming year on SoundCloud that won't be on other platforms as well.
Amazing, amazing,
Yes.
amazing. On your song Decisions, you said, gripping keys like a knife, we're running from our lives, angry, burning in his eyes. Did somebody piss you off?
Oh yeah. So this song is not like real life for me type thing. This was, I was very upset at someone in this situation because
I felt it.
Yeah, they were like speaking to me and like treating me like I wasn't who I was, and so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna write a song about like the kind of person that like would deserve, or like not deserve, but like the kind of person that like you are like treating me like right now, or like the kind of person you are making me out to be. Like, I'm gonna write a song like from their perspective and just be like, have them be the ones that like that control the danger and that like almost like manipulate people in a way that's like, you know what, like, oh, like you think I'm like so like powerless or whatnot, but like I've been like kind of the puppet master like the entire time. I was just very mad in that song.
Wow. But like you put so much behind like your reasons to what your lyrics are.
Yeah.
And like the song itself, like what
it's very personal.
That's amazing though. That's huge.
Thank you.
Who is your inspiration? It could be either someone in your life currently or an artist or a musician or something like.
For sure.
Who is someone that really inspires you?
A lot of different people and different things like inspire different areas of my life. Like for music, everything inspires my music. Like if we're talking about like artists that I look up to and that like inspired me to release music and like just put myself out there. I've always loved Halsey, like especially her Badlands album. Like that is like my favorite album ever. It's like very dark pop, alternative, ambient, like eerie type things. And I'm just like that's like my era music. I love that.
Amazing.
I love Billie Eilish like for her voice, because like before her music and everything, like I didn't really hear anyone like, I guess like popular who was like super into using head voice and like higher pitches and whatnot, like that are delicate but yet still so strong. And so like her like being so young and so talented, like she's such an inspiration and just like an absolute powerhouse.
Amazing.
I've always loved Taylor Swift for her lyricism, the way she's able to tell a story and like take you on a journey. But then at the same time, I have like inspirations from like every kind of genre. Like I love EDM music. I love like foreign music, BTS, and like their commitment to talking about mental health, like in their earlier music and everything. Like they are one of the reasons why I began to like release music, because I was like, you know what, like they have helped me like so much like with my mental health and everything. Like let's have a shot at like maybe working with them one day or whatever.
Wow, that's amazing.
But so like every kind of artist, like even like from like the 80s and before, like I love rock and everything. Like I've been to like Kiss concerts, Motley Crue with my dad and everything. So like that, like I don't know, like I get inspiration from everything. I get inspiration from artists, I get inspiration from nature. Like I love walking around downtown at night looking at the lights and like the way they like shine. Like everything that happens, I seek to understand it, because like I don't know, I've always had a problem like understanding my own emotions and everything. I understand it by like putting it into like a story with music, I guess. Right.
Well said. Well said.
You.
Even though it seems like you always want to approach the dark side of soulful music, pop music you make, your music video didn't feel that. There was a lot of light, a lot of pearls. It made me feel like I was in the clouds. We'll get there soon. You know, you named a couple of artists that are huge. Who would you say is your dream collab?
A dream collab? Yeah, I feel like my number one dream collab would be with BTS, just because like they're the ones that like
made a huge impact in your life.
Yeah, they made a huge impact. They talked about mental health to like an extent that like Western artists weren't really getting into at the time, and like it really spoke to me. And they were the first artists that made me understand how people could say, oh, like music saved my life, this artist changed my life, like I'm a new person now that like I've heard their music and their lyrics. And like before I was just like, oh, like okay, like cool, but like I've never had that like deep of an experience. And so when like I was able to hear their songs and like feel inspired by it, like it inspired me to want to do that for other people as well.
Wow, that's amazing. If you had a chance to sit with them in a room and you only had one question to ask them, you only had one opportunity,
oh no,
you had one question to ask, what question would you ask them?
Oh my lord.
You only have that one chance. You only have the one chance.
I know. Oh my goodness.
And it has to be just that one question. They put you on the spot, like I'm putting you on the spot right now. So your mind obviously rushes you. I'm sure you have so many questions you want to ask, but you have one question to ask. What would you want to know?
Oh my lord. How do you pick just like one thing from like your idols essentially?
Like maybe an advice from them. Like what's the one advice you would seek from them that you would ask? That you currently need maybe right now to push you to the next stage or
Right. This is so tough. I'm going through like every possible like question or like piece of advice in my mind.
It's okay if you don't have one. I'm just curious.
Yeah, no.
Because like for me, like Eminem is my idol, and yeah, like now thinking of it, like what would I ask him? You know, maybe how did you push through times when you felt discouraged or something?
Okay, yeah, I think
I don't know.
One question, like if I could only ask them one thing, it was like, I guess I would ask them like, I guess were you as genuine and honest with your music as you wanted to be? Like, is this like, are you proud of this type thing? Not in like a judgmental way or whatever, but like just honestly, like, because I love their music. So many other people love their music. For any artist, it's like what do you think of your music though? Like, what would you improve? What do you not like? Because I know, like, listening back to my music, me versus someone else, like when I listen back to my music, I'm a perfectionist. I hear everything wrong with it. Someone else, they'll like be picking out things that like I haven't even considered, or my ears don't even like catch on, because I'm like so focused on like all the things that could have been improved, or all the things that are not what I want them to be, because I'm so afraid of like disappointing people. Like, I've always wanted to be someone that people can rely on. I want to make people proud. I don't want to be like, you know, like a burden in any kind of sense. And so like I want to give people like as much value as possible. And
that's amazing.
Yeah, I want to know how, if they kind of have some of the same doubts or struggles with their own sound, and like really how they feel about their music.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I never thought of that one. I'm sure you haven't either. Now we're back to February 14th, Valentine's Day, 2020.
Wow.
No longer fun.
Yes.
Man, oh man. You said, at one point was I not your number one? At what point was I no longer fun? No longer fun.
No longer fun. Oh, no longer fun. Yeah.
Ooh, she was in her feels.
Somebody piss you off again?
No, someone broke my heart.
Somebody broke your heart? But why on Valentine's Day? I feel like the perception of Valentine's Day is always about love, 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 love. But like, what about everyone that gets their fucking heart broken on Valentine's Day?
Exactly.
Or leading up to Valentine's Day? So, what was the process of writing this?
Yeah, I had that one. I think I had written that one in the summer before. So in like the summer of 2019. And that one at the time, like that was, I had written that like after like a really like meaningful relationship to me. And that one, I think it was mainly like, I remember I just kind of like sat on that one for a little while before I ended up getting it mixed and whatnot. And it just kind of happened that one, and then the one after that, I Love Him, I Miss You, like they both kind of were ready in the beginning of January. And I'm like, way back then, I was always uploading things to my distributor like months before for whatever reason.
Okay.
And so I uploaded that one super early. I knew I wanted my like sad girl Valentine's Day little bop. I love the like dark pop. Like my favorite music like makes me cry type thing. Like music, like I love happy songs. I love energetic songs or whatever, like positive vibes. But like a song that can like really make me feel deeply, or like grab my heart and like be like you are going to experience exactly what I'm talking about. I'm just like, like that's everything. And so but yeah, I know I wanted to have kind of like a little emo Valentine's Day type thing.
You dropped the bomb.
Yeah.
So, did this person ever contact you or message you and like, you know what I mean, like when the person heard the song, was you know, either reached out to you and was like, take that shit down, like why did you say that about me or anything, or just was never brought up?
They never addressed the song like specifically, they did message me, and they ended up messaging me song lyrics.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're not an artist or whatnot, but so I think they might have heard it because they messaged me like back lyrics of how they were feeling, I guess. And yeah, but no, they were never like take it down or like whatever. They get that like that I've always been, whether it's through film or whatnot, like I'm a creative and I'm going to express myself how I am.
What does your creative process look like though when you do create music?
So essentially, like, when it comes to writing, it will be like anytime, anywhere. Like, I will literally be driving on the highway and I'll think of like a verse or whatnot, and so I'll be like, hey Siri, text Eryn, like, and I'll just like constantly be going back through that. I have like endless notes in my phone of like things that I've started, but writing, it's like whenever like it happens, and then so once I have a complete song that like I am proud of, I like to record either in the afternoon or evening, just because it's like given time for my voice to like warm up and everything throughout the day, in addition to like the vocal warm-ups that I do, obviously.
That's great.
And so yeah, I as of like right now, most of the times it has been like by myself because I live alone and I record at home and everything.
Yeah.
And just like with lockdown and whatnot, like it hasn't been super collaborative, like in person or whatnot. But I have had like some like writing sessions over Zoom with other people. But yeah, usually it will be at home alone, and then in the afternoon or evening.
Lockdown. Do you feel like the lockdown helped you? Because you might have had more chance to sit down and write.
Definitely. I've always been very introverted, so I'm lucky, like, lucky in a sense that, like, the lockdown didn't change my life so much. That might be sad to some people. But no, like, I'm very independent, I'm very introverted, and I love working. Like, I'm driven by success and achievement. And so lockdown, like, just being able to stay home, like, I was in university at the time, like, I've graduated now and everything, but I did love going into class, and, like, I was always the kid sitting at the front and, like, taking notes and whatnot.
Good for you. That's awesome.
But it was nice because essentially, like, any time that I needed to be in direct access to my, like, audio like workspace or whatever, like, it was always right there, and like anytime I wanted to record or anytime I wanted to get a demo down, anytime I wanted to write, it was definitely super helpful. Yeah. And so yeah, it definitely helped in a way that like it made it even easier for me to work on music.
Right,
so, yeah,
right.
Overall
that's
positive.
Amazing. Through the creative process of writing, recording, music videos, and performing, you know, naming those, what would you say is the most exciting part of the journey?
So I haven't performed live yet, essentially, because I mean, I released music at the end of 2019, and then everything shut down.
I know. But even maybe just the thought of performing.
Definitely. Oh my goodness,
I'm sure
I definitely
you probably
want
have
to.
some butterflies just thinking about that, right? Like.
Oh, 100%.
But what would you say is, like, out of everything I just named, like, what is what brings you the most excitement?
Well, I have, like, done, like, karaoke and everything, and I have performed, like, karaoke or whatnot, so that was always fun, and so I want to perform my own songs and everything. I feel that, like, that will be really fun, but I don't know yet, so I'm not going to include that in my answer, but out of everything else, I love writing so much.
Said no matter what I did, it was never enough.
What was the reaction with your family and friends? I know that your mom, you know, she's in the music, you know, industry, per se, and like your friends and family, like, what's the reactions been? Like, what's the love and support been?
Oh,
like,
it's been great.
with your journey, has it?
Yeah, especially from my family. I mean, like, my mom had heard me, like, sing, whether it be, like, in the car or whatever before that, and so she was always pushing me to, like, release music and everything, because, like, she always just knew somehow that I was, like, writing music and, like, writing songs. That, like, I feel like I probably wasn't, like, as, like, secretive with, like, my, like, more youthful, like, song, like, creation or whatever, because I was always, like, recording the songs, like, just on, like, my phone or, like, a camcorder or whatever.
Amazing. Yeah.
When I was younger, and so she probably heard some of that or whatever, but she was like, oh yeah, like, you have a lovely voice, like, just, like, release it, like, for sure. My dad's been super supportive. He's more of, like, kind of like the mainstream, like, engineer type, He can play like one song on piano and it's like 3 notes.
That's amazing.
But he sees how much I care for it and how hard I am working at it. And I love the music business side of things. Like I went to university for business administration. So as much as I love creativity, like I've always been a very artistic, but also like a very like mainstream person. And I love strategy and I love coming up with like really like clear and decisive like action-based plans for actually achieving things. Like I hate just talking about things. Like I want to be always moving forward and accomplishing things.
Huge. The creative decisions that you make, you know, following up what you just said right now, because it seems like you like to take action within your own career.
Yeah.
Do you have a team that you pass your creative thoughts through? Or is it slowly like, these are my decisions, this is what I want to do, this is how I want to shoot my music videos, this is how I want to record my music? Like, do you have your own plan, or do you have a team that you run it by?
Yeah, so currently right now it's essentially like just me. I would love a team, I would love a manager and everything, but I just haven't like necessarily like come upon like the right kind of opportunity, the right fit yet. And so right now, like I don't have an official team. It's me that kind of like manages everything. One of my good friends is an absolutely amazing cinematographer, and his name is Alex, and he does like most of
Shout out to Alex.
Yeah, shout out Alex, the absolute like legend. He does like almost all of like my photography and the music video in the past for Gone with the Wind, and a music video that I'll be releasing for Only Trust Me soon, that I'll send you a snippet of. He also shot that one. And then I have like a few go-to producers that like I've worked with before. They get me, I get them. Like we're not like officially like partnered or anything, but like they're just like my go-to kind of people.
Right.
I have like my go-to mixing and mastering people, but I don't have like a set team. I would absolutely love that because it's a lot of work, but I love this. This is my passion. This is what I want to do, and if I could monetize this to a long-term sustainable career, like that's the dream.
That's all you can ask for. And I was just gonna ask you, do you work with different producers and engineers? But it seems like you stay with your own within the bubble.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always open for collaborations. I love helping people out with their projects and everything. But for my personal releases, like I've found the people that really understand what I'm going for right now in like a budget range that works for me, and everything. And so I'm always open to trying new things and everything.
Right.
But yeah, when I'm looking for music for myself, like I kind of have the production side covered.
Amazing. You are a one-stop show. But that's where it starts. You know, that's how it starts. You're a one-stop show. You're doing everything yourself right now. And I am sure there's a lot of people watching, so keep doing you. That's the most important. I love him. I miss you. He said we'd be together forever, but forever ended pretty soon.
Said we'd be together forever, but forever ended pretty soon.
April 24, 2020.
Wow. Oh, wow. Almost
I
2
like
years
this song.
now. Wow. Thank you.
I like this song. Why not a music video for this song? I don't know why I felt it.
I want to do music videos for all of my songs. It's more just like capacity. I don't have like a lot of resources like outside of like music production and like the promotion side of things, and so like I want to do as many music videos as possible. It's just they are expensive, so they're a bit hard to do. I would love to do one for that one, but it didn't really work out.
It didn't fit in your schedule.
Yeah.
Any doubters along the way in your journey?
Oh,
You got
yeah.
any haters yet?
I don't know.
Or anyone telling you like, Eryn,
that my voice is bad. Yeah.
just you suck. Like,
Yeah.
stop doing what you're doing. You have that already?
Yeah, I had that, but they're not like in my life anymore. It was someone very close to me. Yeah.
Even close to you. I've always said this. I just always feel like the ones closest to you gotta be really careful.
It's weird because it's
be
like
careful.
like if someone close to you is successful, them being successful is not going to hurt you. And
Yeah.
so being jealous or like saying like oh like you're like, oh yeah, like your music's okay, but your voice is like average or bad, or like, oh like, or like, why are you working with all of these people, not me, or whatever. Like,
oh, it's the worst.
Yeah, like it's like just celebrate with these people,
it's
because like keep them around, and like naturally, like if you're close with someone, like if I'm successful and I can help my friends somehow like with my success to help them be more successful, like I care about these people. Why would I not want to do that? So yeah, I've experienced that, and it sucks, but it's like it's nothing personal to you ever. It's always something within that they are.
Yes.
It's easy. It's always easier to judge someone else than to put yourself through that and go release your own music and go have everyone potentially judge you.
Yeah, and well said. Honestly, you couldn't have said it any better. Like anytime anyone has ever, you know, put hate on my ends, or like really hated anything I was doing.
Okay, so what are you doing? Like, or have you done what I've done?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look, I'm not gonna lie, I was once, you know, when I was a younger kid, I was once a hater with artists, and I'd just be like, yeah, that song sucks, how's this person even doing well? I used to be that guy, watching 106 in Park, being like, wow, how is this artist in this top 10 countdown? Like, the guy sucks. But, you know, it's just ignorance, you know. I wasn't happy the fact that I wasn't on that chart. Yeah. It's what it comes down to.
Yeah.
So now I understand that, and anytime there's hate that comes my way, the first thing I think of is, man, I'm sure that person's going through some shit.
Definitely. It's like, if you know what, if you're going to spend the time and effort, like, hating on me, like, you could literally use that to, like, go chase your dreams, to better yourself. Yeah. But then at the same time, it's like, you know what, if you're not going to better yourself, like, if you are literally going to dedicate your life to, like, crapping on mine, essentially, like, in a way, like, that they hate you, but like they're so obsessed with you. It's like flattering almost kind of thing.
It's like going on someone's live and just shit talking to somebody on their live, but yet you're on someone's fucking live.
And it's free marketing at the end of the day. If people are talking about you, good or bad, like,
oh my god.
Oh well.
That's crazy. Eryn Young, what would you be doing if it wasn't for music? Take music out of the picture.
If music was not in the picture whatsoever. Oh goodness, I did
acting.
Yes, I love acting, and I definitely want to like incorporate that back with music, and so like that's why I want to be able to do music videos for everything, because I love acting. Like, even like whether it's acting or music, like I feel like I'm a storyteller, like, above all, and the best form of media for me to do that through, be it whatever it is, I want to do that like entirely. But yeah, outside of like the entertainment world, I've always loved law. I've always been super interested in like national security and intelligence. I've actually applied to some master's programs for like global affairs things to like kind of like, because I love being like very well rounded, and I'm also very cognizant of the fact that like a lot of people judge artists, or a lot of people are just like, oh, like that's like a brainless artist, or like just another dumb artist, like when artists try to like speak or have an opinion on something, people are like, oh well, you make music, you perform for people on stage for a living, and
what do you know?
And so I want to have like these justifications behind me that be like, yeah, I do that, but I'm also very well versed in all of this, I'm also very knowledgeable in all of this, and so listen to me, like, type thing. Yeah,
amazing. How often do you write?
I write at like something every day. I would say amazing. I complete like at least like one full song a week, but the thing with me is that like I'll like write half a song, and then I'll have like a line that like kind of fits for the song, but like would be so much better in a song of its own, and then so I'll have like something half done, and I'll be like, oh, I need to start on this new thing, and it just goes like that. So I have like a whole bunch of half completed songs. It's all a puzzle, right? Like, listen, there's nothing wrong with that. Would you change anything right now, like up to this point in your journey? Is there anything that you would change or do differently? Yeah, I mean, like, with every song you do, whether it be every song, every music video, every shoot, outside of music, I feel like every time you, like, you just do something, you're going to improve. And so if I could go back and re-record my early songs, how I record them now in terms of like technical quality, but then also just like the overall tone, the pitch, the control, the style, the confidence in the performance. Like there's it improves with every single song. You get better, and so complete 100 songs and you'll be like a whole new artist type thing. And so I would love to go back and like with my early songs treat the room acoustics, because I didn't do that for like some of my early things, and I can just hear the boxiness in it. Like I can hear where like I was even like recording by myself, and I wasn't confident enough. Like I was afraid to like be good for whatever reason. Like I was afraid to like achieve what I really wanted to achieve, because like it's just so weird. It's just so weird to think of it now, but like,
are you scared of success?
Not anymore. Now I literally don't care. Like
I'm sure there's a lot of people that might think that's fucking weird, but it's actually not.
Oh no, I understand. I understand that, yeah.
You know, I felt a certain way too when it comes to success. I don't know. I feel like it's so fucking overwhelming.
It's because it. In a lot of ways, it will be like a different life kind of thing. Like, not everything will change, obviously, but the way people perceive you, or like if you're a public persona, whether it's like the financial aspect or like the security aspect, whatever it is, like it's different and it's the unknown. And so in a way, like there are hesitancies around that. But I'm at a point now where I'm like, I want that so bad. Like I want to be able to like reach and touch and impact as many lives as I can for the better, and truly leave something behind that like genuinely adds value in this world. That like I don't care, like me being afraid at this point, like that's not a good excuse for me to not potentially help people.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Episode 33, you know what time it is. Cito, Eryn Young in the building, season 2. Listen guys, we have Gone with the Wind, currently out now.
Indeed.
Currently out now.
It's a fan favorite.
Wow. Wow. You gave the camera some attitude when you stepped in the car.
Oh yeah.
With the sun in my hair.
And you're riding on Audi,
Mustang.
which currently in the video was it a
Mustang? Yeah.
Okay, so I think the lyrics video for your other song, it was an Audi.
No, both of them were Mustangs.
Are you sure?
Yeah, in my car.
Wait, 'cause you know what I was gonna ask you? I was gonna say, why was that an Audi but you drive a Mustang?
Yeah.
But they're like the same colors. How did that happen?
Yeah,
I guess it was the same car.
Yeah.
All right, well, now Gone with the Wind. You know, you were in a nice car. I was like, oh, okay, rented the car. All this. It's actually your car.
Yes.
It's actually your car. Damn.
It's my baby.
God damn. It's at 36,000 fucking viewers. Guys, go check it out. Why do you feel like this song did so well? And why did you shoot a music video for this song?
This was the first song that I completed where I was like, this is me. Like, this is like the first like grasps at like me really achieving my sound and feeling really proud of like this piece of art that I created. It wasn't just like a project that like I've done what I can do and I'm done with it now. It's like I'm done with this project and I want to listen to it. Like I've heard it a million times and I don't hate it yet type thing. Like I feel
it's a good song.
Really good about it, and like this was also the first song where like I had worked with a lot of like very well established people in the music industry. The person who produced it his name is Kevin Charge, and he's from the UK. He's worked with so many amazing artists, like especially in Asia, and so they have that like very like almost like dreamlike alt synth pop, but they have like the very aggressive and like grounding hard like bass and beats behind it, which is like what I absolutely love. And so he produced it and did such an amazing job on it. And then I also worked with John Asher, who's signed to Rock Nation and helped write Britney Spears' Mood Ring, which is just like absolutely amazing. And so he helped me with vocal production on it. Wow. And so at the end, like this was the first song that like I really put a whole bunch into. I had finished like a co-op term with school, so I had like some resources and everything to like get stuff going. And I just like I really went for it, and I love that song. Like this song, it's so meaningful to me in a lot of ways, because it's like it's about moving on and like realizing that, like, you know what, like you can love potential as much as you want, but potential is not reality with some people, and so sometimes like you gotta be gone with the wind.
Yes. You watched the music video for the first time, you know, what was it feeling like?
I was so excited.
That must have been so cool.
Yeah, it was so cool. I remember it's a bit bittersweet in a way, because at the time I was kind of in a bit of a bad relationship, and so when I first got the video back, I was sitting on the couch like with this person that like they were not excited about it. They were just like they were like, oh, like they're like, oh, it doesn't look that professional or whatever, and I was like, oh my god. So like in a way, like I was so excited. I was sitting there so hyped. I'm like, this is so cool. Like I know it's not the best thing ever, but like I'm trying, and I'm super pumped, and I love it, and I feel like at least I'm doing something, you know, and I'm having fun, and I'm really enjoying it, and this is very meaningful to me, and when I'm able to do more, I will do more. But right now, like, I feel like, I don't know, that music video, like, I had so much fun doing it, and I learned so much too. Have applied to like kind of like music video ideas going forward, and the most recent music video that I haven't yet released but will be soon. But yeah, it was awesome. Like, I was super excited, so even though I kind of had like an external like some like negative externalities going on around me, like I was so pumped, I was so hyped. It's cool to see your like your dreams kind of like unfold
right in front of you.
Literally it's exciting and scary, because you're like, this is everything I've ever wanted. Wait, I'm getting everything I ever wanted. Now I could potentially lose everything I've ever wanted. Whereas before, I still wanted it, but I didn't have anything. Exactly. So it's like, the more you do, the more you have to lose, but it's like, you have to give yourself that chance, because otherwise, you're the reason you fail.
And this time around, you didn't leave the country.
No. no, I didn't.
You didn't leave the country, you stayed and you faced it.
Yes, yeah, well, we were in lockdown, so I couldn't.
Yeah. That's amazing, that's amazing. So, talk to us about your new record and music video. You know, when can we expect it? What can we expect?
Absolutely.
Just to close off the podcast here, we want to know, you know, what we can expect from Eryn Young, because I'm excited for what's to come.
Thank you.
You got great things coming, and I'm a fan. You're a fan. We are a fan. So we want to know, tell us about the new record. Give us an exclusive Beyond the Views podcast.
Absolutely. Okay, so yeah, we have a very busy 2022 ahead of ourselves. I've so far released 2 personal tracks and a collab track in the beginning of January. And so I'll talk more about the personal ones. And so in the beginning of February, I released Only Trust Me.
Yes.
And that one was, once again, that one was kind of like, it was about that, like, the kind of like negative relationship where it was a very toxic situation in which there was no support. It was jealousy type thing, where only one person in the relationship wanted to be the successful star type thing, rather than like a power couple type. I don't know, I thought that
happens a lot. Happens a lot.
But yeah, so that one, it originally started off as a collab, but then the producer who I was collabing with just like never ended up responding to it or whatever. So I was like, you know what, like I love my lyrics on this. Like, I'm going to make it into like a completely new song type thing. And it ended up like the vocals and the lyrics ended up fitting, like, I believe, this new like instrumental a lot better that my producer produced for me. And so yeah, that one is about like, yeah, just realizing like people don't always live up to what they promised you. A lot of people are talk, and you gotta kind of sort through that and find the people that really do stick to their word. Right. And at the end of the day, you know what, you've always got you. So if you can only trust you for a little bit, then just keep your head down, focus, work hard. Yeah. And then so the most recent song that I just released on Friday, which is My Lips, that one was also a song that I started last year. It was also going to be a collab with someone else. It just never kind of happened. And so that one was interesting because I wrote the first half of the song the other artist was going to do the second half. And so the first half of the song was kind of when a relationship was just starting off, or not necessarily starting off, but it was newer and more fresh type thing.
Right.
But then, and so you kind of see like, it's more me reflecting on myself and maybe my inability to like open up a little bit.
Right.
And then when we move into the second half of the song, when I came back to the song to finish writing it and everything, that's when kind of like the relationship breakdown had kind of happened, and I saw that it wasn't like a supportive, like fair thing. And so you see in the second verse, I'm like, I start to realize, I'm like, this person literally doesn't consider me like equal to them. They see themselves as an artist, but they don't see me as art. I'm literally just like someone to like help them achieve their dreams, but I'm never going to be treated the way that they're never going to treat me the way I treat them type
exactly.
thing.
Yeah.
And so it's an interesting shift in like development, but then the chorus kind of comes back and like speaks to a lot of toxic relationships where it is that push and pull where you know you're not getting what you deserve, and
right.
there's so much better out there for you, but you don't want the person to go. You feel so comfortable in this normalcy that it's you're afraid to be miserable by yourself rather than miserable with someone else.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Listen, episode 33, Eryn Young in the building, Cito in the building, season 2, you know what time it is, new music on the way. Boom. Well, we're going to end off with My Lips, because that's the latest record.
Indeed.
That's the hottest record. So stay tuned.